This Three Beards Media podcast may contain mature themes, and if you're not down with that, we got 3 words for you. Like the podcast. Nailed it!
Drop it.
Welcome back to another edition of the Ball Don't Lie podcast. We are on season 4, episode 11. We are in week 11 of the NFL season already. And we are brought for the first time here. We are broadcasting from the Gravitate co-working studio, our new studio sponsor. So welcome to them. We're pumped about that. And as always, we're part of the Three Beard Media Group. And we're brought to you by Revelton Distilling Company. I'm here as always. I'm Ted Hall. I'm here as always with my co-host, Justin Small. Small, what's up, buddy?
Nothing, man. How are you, dude? Only a couple weeks left here in college.
Couple weeks left. It's hate week for me and Jordan Walker. Have the horns down t-shirt on. Should be a fun one this Saturday.
I was running behind. I meant to put mine on, and damn it, I forgot it.
That's all right. And we're at Saturday now.
Right.
Look, last week was a ho-hummer. For me, I went 3-2 college, 3-2 NFL, and we went 3-2 in our circa. He went 4-4 in college, 3-4-1 in the NFL. And as always, we say we don't run from our records. The 3-2 stuff. Anytime you get the website 3 W's, as we say, it's a good day. Puts me still only at 21, 29-1 for the NCAA season for me, but 29, 23-1 in the NFL. For you are at 33-29 in the NCAA and 31, 28-3 in the NFL. And 3-2 keeps us right where we need to be at 60% in your circa plays. We're 30-20 there. Yeah, we're just a couple of good weeks away from, kind of inching up in that money. Like we said, I think it was 62% to get in the money last year. Yeah. But we would be remiss if we didn't revisit our guest pickers plays last week. If you decided to absolutely fade him, you are a very rich man. Pistol went 0-5 in his college plays, and he went 1-3 in his NFL plays for a 1-8 showing, just above 10%. He's said to be mean. We won't be too mean, but it wasn't the best week there for him as Jordan Walker stays on top of our guest pick standings after that atrocious showing. But other than that, I don't know if there's a whole lot you want to recap there. It kind of was what it was. Iowa, I mean, look, an offensive breakout, whatever. They do what they need to do, but we'll get into it. Their best offensive player is a defensive player on special teams, and he is done for the season, and that is unfortunate because that dude is a stud.
Yeah, it's that sucks for them, and I feel for him, right? Because I mean, he is. That guy was, if you looked at some mock drafts, which you and I do at this time of year, most people do not. But I mean, he was he's
in the teens everywhere. I haven't seen a mock with him not in the teens in a long time.
I would agree. Yeah, I was just going to say he's like, I've seen him as high as 12 and as low as like 19. So
yeah, the 13's I can believe it, but yeah, I have not seen him past 19, and the 9-10 guys I follow that do these all, every couple of weeks. So yeah, it's unfortunate for him. You just hope it's not something that's like going to be a reoccurring thing. Hopefully it's just something you can get fixed up and he'd be ready, maybe even for the, the combine or stuff like that for sure by next season. So you just hope it's not something that's like, the microfracture stuff where it keeps coming back and is a nagging, elongated thing. So hopefully it's just something, clean fix, get it cleaned up and be ready to go for next year. But I don't expect to see him in a Hawkeye uniform again. And I think most Hawkeye fans are hoping he just gets himself ready to go too. So with that said, why don't we just dive right into it here with our appetizer menu? I have 5 plays for the college football weekend. You got a little card, medium card, or big card this week, bud?
We're going to have – I got 5, borderline 6.
5, borderline 6. Just a medium, pretty average for you for this week. I got Tristan Monahan and Danny Niehaus, who are both huge Notre Dame fans, and Shane Finnegan are all coming over this weekend to watch games. I think we're going to come to your shop, actually, on Saturday before we started watching college football. Houses really want to do that. But so I wanted to kind of bet Notre Dame just to give myself a reason to not be a jerk when they're watching it. But 24.5 points is way too many. I couldn't touch that.
No.
If I was going to do something there, it wasn't going to be betting that way, and I certainly did not want to be betting against them, so I just dropped it.
For sure. Yeah. They're coming over. Yeah, they're coming over Saturday, right? Yeah.
Yep, Saturday.
Yeah.
So cool. That'll be good with that. So I'll let you go. If you got 5 borderline 6 plays, I'll let you go ahead and start it and just see where it's at.
Yeah. I'm going to go first one. I'm going to take Maryland plus 19.5 at home against Michigan. This is probably truthfully, this is only a situational play here. It's Michigan off the big win, which congrats to you on that. I tailed you on that one with Penn State. And I just think the look ahead with Ohio State, you have to factor that in. Michigan, this game just seems like we just want to get to Ohio State undefeated. And they don't need to prove anything to anybody, I guess is my point, right? They're there. Just go win this game. And I don't know. If Maryland can get to I really think if Maryland can score twice, I'm safe. That's my take.
Well, the first play on my card is Michigan minus 19.5. The first thing I've written down here. And for all the reasons you just gave are the reasons that you're going to cover, but mine are all the exact opposite of that. I think they're pissed off now. I think they're out for blood, and I don't think there is any getting ready. I think it's it's the middle finger FU to what's going on now too. And I don't know if Maryland was involved in any of this. There was some rumblings that they were one of the teams that were kind of shipping some stuff over too. And if there's look, these guys in-house know who's doing what. And if Maryland had anything to do with that, there will be absolutely zero let up on the gas from Michigan on this. I'm talking calling timeout to score from the 2-yard line if they need to up 30.
I get it. Yeah, no, I totally get it. I just think,
so that's par for the course here. That's college football is going complete off on our first
all right, that's cool. All right, I'll roll another one here. Hey, I'm keeping it in the conference. Same type of lingo, same sorts of situation. Rutgers plus 20.5 against Penn State, right? Dream crusher, right? We mentioned that word quite a bit, and you're off that dream crusher loss, right? Penn State's not looking forward to the playoffs anymore. They're not looking forward to the Big Ten title game. I question.
And unfortunately for some of those guys, to your point there too, is they're stopping to think about their time at Penn State, and it's about staying healthy now and getting ready for the NFL for some of those upperclassmen.
Correct.
It's about not getting.
Yeah, and that's correct, and that's the change in college football over the years, right? They aren't. You hate to say it, but does Penn State care about the Capital One Bowl? Absolutely not.
No,
you know what I mean? They don't. Drew Aller might, young quarterback for a showing, but
sure. Look, these underclassmen will play in there too. But there's, like you said, the dreams crush, and there's just the thought process completely changed for teams. When your goals are set to a certain standard, and Penn States are different than most people, it's completely different. Now you put Iowa State in that situation, it's not. It's still gung ho. We're trying to get a 10-win season. It's all in front of you, but it's not that way at Penn State and Happy Valley. So I'll probably trail you on that one.
Okay.
I got a Pac-12 game here, and it's kind of sneaky good game. It's on the Pac-12 network at 1:30 kick, which is kind of weird for this game. You kind of expect this to be the Pac-12 after dark game, but I'm taking Utah +1 at Arizona. Utah's ranked at 22nd right now. Arizona's 17th. Arizona's had a sneaky good season. I just really think that Whittingham and those guys are going to just put the clamps on there. I don't think Arizona's going to be able to do enough offensively on that defense. And I think that Utah will be able to score a little bit here. I kind of thought Utah would be favored by 2-3 points here on the road. I was kind of shocked to see them as a 1-point dog, so basically a pick them. So in a coin flip game here, I kind of just like Utah in that spot.
Okay, I can get behind that actually. Let's see. I'll take the ugliest game of the week, and that is New Mexico State plus 24.5 at Auburn. Hey, this New Mexico State team, if people aren't there, I believe they're 8-1-1 against the spread this year. This team just covers, man, every week. And Auburn, we were against each other in that one last week. They destroyed Arkansas.
That was a winner for you this week. Yep,
that was a winner. Yeah. I feel like we're about split on stuff like that when we go against each other so far this year.
They give and
but
take for sure.
I just Auburn. I mean, really, a team line 24.5. No thanks, right? It's Alabama on deck. Does this game mean anything to them? No.
This is a game too that Auburn might lose.
Sure.
Like that Auburn team has been such Jekyll and Hyde with stuff that they do all year. Like, would you be shocked if they just lost?
No. I mean, look, New Mexico State's 8-3 overall. It's not like they're scrubs. I mean, granted, I know the level of competition isn't there, but still, like Auburn. The point being to what you're saying, Auburn doesn't care about this game at all.
And they just play they're so up and down anyway. Like there's been no consistency with them the whole season. They've been great in spot plays for different stuff too, but like I completely get the thought process here, and it's another big line for you. And that's 3 small specials in a row. So this is kind of gearing up for a good week for you.
Yeah, I got another ugly one too.
All right.
You want me to go?
Lay it on me.
All right. Arizona State plus 24.5 at home against Oregon. This is probably my least favorite.
You're almost to 100 points you're getting already in your first 4 plays. You're getting close.
I don't have a favorite. Shocker this week, but
you don't have anybody under 19.5 is your lowest number so far in 4 plays.
I promise the next two I do. But Arizona State, I had them last week. They won outright at UCLA as a double-digit dog. The defense is playing a little bit better. The thing I do know, the flip side against me here is that Oregon is motivated, right? They want style points. They want to hang some numbers, and they still can, right? This is ultimately they still can. It's 24.5.
21 point win still looks great.
Right. Correct. Yeah. So I don't know. That win last week tells me Arizona State hasn't quit, which is what you look for this late in the season with teams that aren't very good. So I think it's just all signs point to them still playing hard, and Oregon coming to town should get you motivated. So I'll take the number.
There's rumblings that win by Arizona State last week might have cost Chip Kelly his job. Like there's some insiders. I was listening to some stuff yesterday actually on XM radio, and that like this decision's been made, like that he's done this offseason. He's not going to be back. And I was like, whoa. I mean, you think what a month does in college football. I mean, a month ago they're like rated, I think even. They had a good start to it, and it's just, man.
University of Iowa is going to have an opening.
There's no way Chip Kelly's coming to Iowa. Which, I mean, you want to talk about a complete stark difference in where you're going from how you're going to play football. That's wild.
He's not that stupid.
You're something. I'm going to go and look. This is exact opposite of a spot play actually with Clemson laying an egg last week. You had that picked correctly. They got thumped if I remember right.
Yeah.
You just know how I feel about Drake May. North Carolina, look, they're still 8-2, ranked 20th in the nation. They're at Clemson. They said Clemson kind of had that rah week, and then it went away again. Like they're just not very good. They're just not very good. So for them to be a touchdown favorite against North Carolina here, it makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
If you'd have told me this is a 3-point line or something like that, maybe I could understand it. But 7 seems like way too much in this. I kind of think North Carolina has a chance to win this game outright. So I'm taking North Carolina here, and it's just for the same reasons you had last week. I just don't think Clemson's I don't think they're that good.
Sure. I agree with this one. Just missed for me actually, so I'll probably have a little bit here on the money line for this one. Yeah, I'm with you.
Some money line.
Yeah. All right. No, I'm for sure behind it. This one just missed. I'm going to go back to the well here with the team that we were on we should have had it. It was a brutal loss, but I'm taking Nebraska +6 at Wisconsin. Here's the deal, right? Like, by the way,
they lost 2 in a row for me too. Like, I wanted to put them on the card again this week, and I'm just like, no, you're not doing it. I refuse to let myself do it. This seems like the play. They should get a cover.
Yep.
But tell me why. Tell me why I should put it back on.
I mean, Wisconsin should be laying that many to anybody, right? Like, this Wisconsin team got beat at home by Northwestern. They're no good. And I just think so much is playing into that last week performance there that, they're kind of inflating this. It's wild too. Side note, the Big Ten West has one team bowl eligible. It's Iowa. There's 2 games left. There's 2 games left. One team eligible for a bowl game. 2 games left. That's embarrassing. Anyway,
you love every minute of that.
I do. I mean, that's so bad, though. Think how bad that is. Seriously, that's pathetic. But here, that's the other angle here with Rule, right? I know. I mean, Fickle wants the same. He's going to preach it, but I actually just think Nebraska's overall. I just think they're better. I mean, I know they lose the close games, but you know what? You're getting 6 here. They can still lose a close game and cover. That's what Nebraska does. I'll take it.
We got Sam from Three Brian's Refs podcast in here saying the West is tough, laughing. He's a big Iowa State fan, so he's on your side with you too.
That's been brutal for decades. So
that's a great podcast, by the way, too. Here in the Three Beards Media Network, go listen to that. They're all referees. That's a really good show.
Yeah.
I just have one play left too. So if you got one left, I wonder if it's the same one. Are we taking Iowa State or are you taking Texas?
How'd you know?
You taking Texas?
No, hell no. I'm
okay.
Iowa State money line. I'm all over them.
Okay, well, I am too. So I have Iowa State 7.5 too. I think this hook is such a big hook here, honestly. It really, really is. So much so that when Jordan Walker and I made our bet, he bought the hook from me to put it down to 7 for the point line too, because he didn't want any part of 7.5. Wow. He gave me some pretty good odds on that too. So he bought the hook.
That is not confidence right there.
It's
from him.
It is not confidence, and that's all I needed to hear to reassure exactly what I already knew. Is that I think it's going to be a really good football game. I think it's going to be a 1-score game. Like I'm just telling you, I think that hook is such a big deal. I think it's going to be a good football game. It's going to be a 1-score game, and I do think. I mean, Iowa State's live here under the lights. Why not?
I think Iowa State wins this game.
Really?
Yep, I do. You want to know the most interesting stat? No one's talking about it. I was looking into this game earlier today. Texas has left. The last time they left the state of Texas was week 2 at Alabama. That's it. They've left the state of Texas one time. Their road games were at Houston. They were at Baylor and somebody else. They've left the state.
Well, they played the Red River Shootout at Dallas.
Dallas, yeah. They've left the state once this year. That is the most amazing schedule I've ever heard of in my life.
That's insane.
No one's talking about it. Why is
nobody talking about that?
No one's that to me should be a huge point of emphasis. No one's talking about it. They've left the state once. That's crazy to me.
That actually is crazy, and we'll have to tell. We need to clip that too. So I will have to tell Pig to make sure to write that down at that 18:30 mark about.
It was at Baylor, at Houston, at TCU.
That's a crazy stat. I had no idea, and I haven't heard anybody talk about it.
No.
It seems like that should be something discussed.
Yeah, I know. I was looking. I was like, wait a minute. Am I seeing this right? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. So, I mean,
it really doesn't.
Yeah, this is a whole different spot. I mean, it's
not that you had to talk me into betting it anyway,
right?
It's going to. It's going to be how much. It's not if, it's how much at this point.
I'm feeling like North Carolina, Iowa State. We got Nebraska money line round robin type of deal here.
You might just have to come watch the game here. We're doing some sports trivia after that too. We found really quick because you're a trivia guy too. Yes, for Christmas, probably in like 2003, I got this ESPN sports trivia DVD set thing. It's still in the wrapping.
Yeah. I have it.
I haven't opened it yet. We're gonna open it this weekend and play it on Saturday.
Dude, the game is awesome. It's so good.
Well, it's got like Donovan McNabb and people on the cover. I'm like, this is gonna be such a throwback. It's gonna be great.
Dude, it's so good. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it.
That's funny. All right, well, I got you for 6 plays here, and I just about had 6 plays too. And my 6th one was Nebraska. I refuse to put them on the card. I completely agree with you. I'm gonna end up betting it, but they piss me. I hate Nebraska anyway. Sure. I do. I hate them anyway. And my season bet, my yearly deal, I bought it down. I got it at like plus 137 at under 6 wins. We'll see. You know what? Give me a Nebraska 3-point loss. They cover, they still lose. That's a fantastic weekend right there. That's what I want.
You already know I'm on them next week, so might as well get one point.
That's perfect then. They go ahead and win the next week, then I get this against Iowa. I push my bet, I don't lose it, whatever.
There you go.
All right, well, I'm going to run through our plays here quick. I got 5 plays, you for 6. I'm on Michigan minus 19.5, Utah plus 1, North Carolina plus 7, Illinois plus 3, and Iowa State plus 7.5. For Smule, I have 6 plays. Maryland plus 19 in the hook, Rutgers plus 20.5, New Mexico State plus 24.5, Arizona State plus 24.5, Nebraska plus 6, and Iowa State plus 7.5. Smule has taken all the points this week. I might have to add those up before we're done here during the break just to see what that number is. It's got to be over 100. I think you're getting over 100 points this week.
Oh, it's for sure. Yeah, it's for sure over 100. Probably.
It's really, really close if it's not. So that's hilarious. Maybe we'll have to send Pistol a message and we'll tweet out his picks this week again, too, to see if he can go 0-5 again after that brutal showing in college football last week. But that'll do it for our appetizer menu. And why don't we just go ahead and before we jump into our main course here, let's get a word from our sponsors at Revelton.
At Revelton Distilling Company, everyone has become a part of the Revelton family. From the Taylors and their daughter who helped perfect their award-winning gins, to the team who installed Lucy, our 33-foot-tall custom-made still, right down to the local farms that provide our coveted corn, and even the cows on those farms who consume our mash byproduct. Want to see the farm to flask come to life? Now you can tour Lucy and find out where we take Iowa's harvest and transform it into our finest spirits. Choose between a 45-minute tour or find out even more by scheduling a VIP behind-the-scenes tour to get the taste of the full Revelton experience. You can visit them at 1400 West Clay Street in Osceola, Iowa, or find all of Revelton's award-winning spirits at any local grocery or spirits retailer.
And welcome back again to the Ball Don't Lie podcast. We're ready to jump in. Before we jump into our NFL plays here, I went ahead and added up your plays there. You are getting 102.5 points this weekend for your 6 plays at an average of just over 17 points per pick. That is the most small weekend I've ever heard in my life.
That is hilarious.
Chris in the background here said he found the Longhorn schedule somewhere. If you get a chance, throw it up. If not a big deal either. But that is such a crazy stat about playing in Texas. We got Drew Shipley joining the fun here too, another Three Beards media member, saying he could go at least 1-4, unlike Pistols 0-5 last week. So that's pretty funny to me as well. Drew also has he lives in DC out there, and I think he's a season ticket holder with the Commanders too. He asked about the Commanders this week, if they're going to make the circuit card. So we can just go ahead and start there in that game. I do not have them on my card. They're minus 8.5. The Giants look like a team that surely is packed in right now. You and I both kind of like the Commanders. I do not like the Commanders in an 8.5-point favorite role. This is not a spot for me to play Washington. I fully expect them to win this game, so I'll have them in some teasers maybe. But if the Giants are going to go and win a game here, if you look at their schedule, it's kind of now or never. But DeVito certainly does not look the part for them.
So Drew, that this did make my card. I am taking Washington. I'm laying it. I feel like this seems like the spot here. I do agree with you too. I get that, but I think if there is one team that has now quit, it's to me, it's the Giants.
And they should. There's no reason for them to go try to, claw out and do what the Jets did a couple years ago. Go win that game, that meaningless game that cost them getting Trevor Lawrence, and they had to take Zach Wilson at 2 instead. That's the only thing they can do at this point is hurt themselves by winning, because there is no end in sight here too for that. So it's Commanders or nothing for me, but It's just a little too much for me with the Commanders.
I like the revenge angle. Commanders lost to him earlier. And I think, yeah, so I love the revenge angle. I think people are forgetting too, man. Like this Washington team took Philly down to the wire twice, both games. And if Riviera could coach any, he's horrible. And he knows when to go.
I like Riveron a little more than you. I know that.
And he is so bad. But that's okay.
But I was on Washington last week. That was one of my wins last week at 6.5. They were on our circuit card last week, got us a win. I love them at 6.5 point dogs. I'd take them almost against maybe anybody in the NFL at 6.5 point dogs.
Yeah, I'd agree. Hey, Sam Howell leads the NFL in passing yards. Who would have thought that?
He does. It's situational there too. They do struggle to run the ball a little bit, but Brian Robinson actually had a big week last week, especially.
Yeah, they're actually getting him in the passing game, which I like.
Which they hadn't been doing. They're always using Gibson instead of him too. So it's kind of, to Drew's point here too, like what you're going to get from Washington the rest of the year, the playoffs probably aren't in the picture, but I hope you played. We talked about the week one. Hopefully you played the over. I think it was like 6 wins. They're going to get that for their season over. And you're going to find out if Sam's going to be your guy or not. And regardless, I think he'll be taking your first snap next year in week one, but don't be shocked if depending on how he finishes the year, don't be shocked if there's this could be a deep quarterback class depending who comes out.
Sam's the guy. I think he's proven enough. I think if you get him a competent head coach, I think Sam's fine.
Okay, well, you say a competent head coach. The two rumors of places where Bill Belichick's potentially going is Washington or the Chargers. So how are you going to feel about Sam Howell with Bill Belichick? Not
good. He'd be a great D coordinator.
And probably Josh McDaniels back working with them.
No. Horrible.
That's probably what it is.
No. I mean, look, how many times can McDaniels be recycled?
He's all right as a coordinator. The
ego. It's too big of ego. His style's gone now. It's over, man. It's over.
There is something to be said about that. There is. He was all right with Mac. Your only thing you can say there is he was all right with Mac Jones as a rookie, but it wasn't like he was,
No. The Patriots still had a loaded defense too, though, that year. So
yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, enough about those teams. They stink.
Well, we got Andrew Barber. Another Three Beards media guy. We got a slew of them listening tonight, which is awesome. This game's actually on my card. He said Texans minus 4.5 against Arizona at home feels like an absolute lock. What am I missing? Is Vegas just handing us one here?
I have this game on my card.
You have what?
I have this game on my card.
So do I, but I'm taking the Cardinals.
So do I.
Okay. I absolutely love this line for the Cardinals. I think they're actually live here. I have the Cardinals I just looked at before we started too. They're still at +5 on a couple different sites. I have them at 5. So I'm getting 5 points with the Cardinals, and this is one of my favorite plays of the weekend, actually. Look, the Texans have completely overachieved, but we've been against them in some certain spots this year too. Look, we both took Carolina and moneyline to win that game. They did. Look, they're still a young team. Stroud is absolutely the real deal. I fully expect Singletary to have a very, very good game running the ball. So for your fantasy reasons, I think I have to go more to Singletary in this game. The Cardinals are actually weirdly better against the pass than they are against the run. So I think they're going to try to take the air out of the ball a little bit for Stroud and all the weapons he's got there and make him slow it down with Singletary and do that. Look, Texans win by 3 maybe, but the over the field goal play here was enough for me that I actually, so it sounds like, no, it doesn't sound like Vegas is giving us one because Smule and I are going to be playing Arizona on our circle plays.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of when you think that everything seems so easy in the NFL, you have to just sit back and look and that's the thing here with the Texans that you alluded to, right? Like they're coming off that big win over the Bengals, right? And shame for me for buying into stupid Cincy because I hate that team. And they let me down when I back them. They don't like me, period. But anyway, I mean, in terms of
really weird.
They don't. I could back them every week and they won't cover. And then the minute I fade them, then they do. So, but the Texans, when you start going from the 6.5 point dogs to now laying more than a field goal, it's just a recipe for disaster in the NFL.
And that's what this was for me here too. I mean, look, Kyler Murray is back. He's very motivated to play well too.
He's been healthy for a month.
Yeah,
those were fresh legs. last week against Atlanta. He could have played. He could have played a while ago. That wasn't someone that was scared to move around.
No, it was not.
And
Trey McBride is he's a real deal at tight end. I mean, you still got some weapons outside too.
Connor was back.
Yeah. So Connor was back. You still got Hollywood Brown. You still got Rondale Moore. There's a lot of there's a lot.
Yeah.
He said the Call of Duty game just came out, so he might be distracted. That's fine too. For me, it's not more about the Texans here than it is about the Cardinals to me. And you just said it too. Playing as these dogs, there's a big jump there too. When they've done this, they haven't been that great in these spots. This is a complete spot play. You got to get ugly with these plays at this point in the season. And this is, I kind of had a feeling you're going to be with me on this, that we've been making this. It's just with how the rhythm and just from a gambling. Hey, it's not about making sense here. It's about getting ugly and weird and stupid. And that's how the NFL works, especially in the dog days here. So it sounds like the Cardinals will be making our
They are officially our first play of the card. Yes.
Well, I'm going to go against it now and do what I should not be doing because this line is begging everybody to take it. And I'm taking it like a freaking moron. These guys have the worst head coach in the NFL. But I'm going to do it anyway. And they've let me down this spot. But I just don't think Green Bay is any good. They've been playing a little better, looking better. But the Chargers, look, they're only 3-point favorites in this game. Okay. At Green Bay. Everything is saying trap in this line. It's a trap. I know it's a trap. I can't help myself. I'm taking it anyway. I'm taking the Chargers -3.
All right. I'm just gonna stay away. I get it.
That's what I should. I should stay away. I should completely stay away, but I'm not going to. I'm playing the Chargers -3. I know it's a trap. I fully expect to come back here next week saying Chargers are done. They might, if they lose this game though, they fall to 4-6. They'd be in last place in the division.
They would be done.
He'll be fired. Staley will not be the head coach if they lose this game. They'll throw it to the kid, Kellen Moore, and see what he's got for us here. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, Staley's done regardless. Actually,
I think he's done anyway. I think you're right.
Yeah. This to me, this pick is truly about if the Chargers still believe they can make the playoffs or not, and if we know the inside of that locker room and their thought process. If you tell me that they still believe, then I think you're spot on. But if last week was kind of that dream crusher against the Lions and they're like, we're sitting here, we're bottom feeders again, we're just doing Charger things, then I think they could pack it in kind of a crappy weather, weird travel game. So it just truly matters where their heads are. If they're motivated, I think they win and cover because Green Bay they have their flaws. We've talked about it.
Yeah, they certainly do. So, I mean, look, I didn't even check what the public line was at. The numbers are at because I didn't want to see it because I know what it looks like.
Sure.
when I'm talking to all my buddies rambling about what your plays are this week, and every single one of them had the Cardinal or had the Chargers on it too. I'm like, this is not the play. Take it off your card. I can't do it. I know I should take it off, and I can't do it.
Sure.
So do what you will with that information. I shouldn't be playing this game. It stinks. I'm playing it anyway.
All right. I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans +7 at Jacksonville. I've been saying it all year. I think Jacksonville are frauds. They proved me right last week. I love the Niners. You might be against me with that face. I look back at Lawrence because I definitely think he's a long-haired Kirk Cousins, and he has two games this year with 2 touchdown passes. That's it. I think he's regressed.
He did the same thing last year though, because I needed 22 touchdowns for him in the season last year, and he was at 8 with 6 weeks ago, and then it's caught fire and they went nuts.
They did. Yeah. They did. And to me though, it's just more of it, and he has that talent to do it, but I'm getting Vrabel as a dog of 7 points. They're off an ugly game with Levis, right? And I think people are just quick to jump board when you kind of throw in that stinker type of loss. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's a good bounce back. I know the counter argument can be made to it could be the bounce back for Jacksonville as well. And it might be, but I just don't think they can. Is Jacksonville really going to lay one on them? I don't know. Even if they do get up, I feel like the back door is alive here.
So for me, it is. I do feel like it's a bounce back spot. Up until last week, I mean, dude, they got thumped last week.
Bad.
The Brock Purdy haters have been pretty quiet this week.
Yeah.
But they got thumped. But before that, they were playing probably, you could argue, some of the best football in the league with some of their wins and how they've been playing the last month. I think Tennessee has – I don't think they've packed it in, but I think as an organization with Vrabel knowing that his job security is good, he can certainly coach differently here. And look, they've already made the move to some younger guys in some places. They just kind of have. And I don't think they're any good. Like, I just do not think the Titans are any good right now. Like, I think they have a chance to maybe be like, look, I like Will Levis, but there's a chance they're sitting in that top 3 to 5 picking when the draft comes this spring.
Yeah. I
actually do like the Jags a lot here. I think they actually win by double digits.
Okay. Cool. I got Drew. Well, we can talk about it since you brought it up. Raiders 13.5. I'm a Raider fan here, Drew. I'll tell you this game ain't making it for me. It's a complete stay. I know when to back or do not back. I'm actually think I might be undefeated on Raider plays. I've only picked them a couple times this year. I don't like him in this situation, this spot at all. They're off 2 games, right? They beat the Jets, they beat the Giants. You can't get that crazy excited about it. You're going on the road. This
line opened at 10, by the way, on Monday. Yes. It was at 10, and it got to 13 quick.
Miami has done nothing but thump bad teams in Miami all year.
They beat Denver 70-20.
Yeah. So the only way I truly see if the Raiders cover, Drew, is what we've seen a change in the offense is just that ground and pound where they can have those 9 to 11 play drives with Jacobs and keep that clock under control because
they're going to need turnovers. And they're going to need a perfect scenario just to cover it. Like, if you made me pick this game, I would not be taking the Raiders. I'm staying completely away from it. But
I am too.
If you made me pick, I wouldn't. This just has that feeling of a boat race game coming. Come back to I think it's like one way or the other, right? I think either Miami wins by like 24 or the Raiders get it right down to the wire and damn near pulled off the upset. I don't think it's anywhere in between. Truthfully, I just think back to that is a dynamic dude.
Right. I think it's a stay away game. Personally. Yeah, I think it's a stay away. It's a big number, so stay away. But I got one of those big 9s, and I know I'm going to be F-bombing this guy to text to you on Sunday again, and I can't stand this loser, but I'm going back. Bryce Young, Panthers plus 10.5.
Damn it. I was really hoping you're going to say Dak there because I'm on the Cowboys. I really thought we were going to have this line too.
No.
I never play big lines like this either. And I think they're going to smack the Panthers. I really do because Dallas smacks bad teams.
I think they do, but man, Dallas is like that. At home, they're smacking everybody, but on the road, Dallas has been like a little bit different animal.
No, they have.
Carolina's defense at home, their defensive numbers at home are really good. They hold teams. I mean, just go back to a couple weeks ago what they did to the Texans at home, right? I mean, that's an impressive defensive performance there now. So I think 10.5. I think Dallas is sleepwalking here before the Thanksgiving game, truthfully. I don't think they care about this game.
I think they're done sleepwalking with the Cards and that too. Like they have with Philly's schedule coming up, if McCarthy's worth his junk at all, they have a chance to steal the division with just how hard Philly's schedule is left. It's brutal. They got a brutal month coming up. So, man, I was really hoping I could talk you into this one because I kind of like this play this week. So, all right, we're against each other. I'm on Dallas minus 10.5.
Okay. All right. Fair. Let's see. How many more do you have?
I have one play left, and it's really stinky, and I think you're going to love it.
Okay, I think I have this one too. Go ahead.
Vegas is telling us to take the side I think we're both going to be on here. Look, the Rams smacked Seattle week 1. It was a weird out-of-nowhere deal. McVay has Pete's number. It's weird. Like this, we talk about how this division does it this way. It's really, really weird. The Rams are 1-point dogs here at home against Seattle. And that tells you everything you need to know. This should be Seattle as a big favorite, and they're not. The Rams are winning this game.
Yeah. All right. Play number 2 on the card.
You got the Rams. This was, I looked at it, and this is the game I knew we were going to agree on.
Yep.
I thought I had a chance to talk you in the Cowboys, but that's not happening. But yeah, this just Stafford's back. He's a full participant on Wednesday. That's always that's going to be the key with them the rest of the year because they just brought in Carson Wentz, Rippin or whatever. He's just not a professional quarterback. He can't be starter. He's a practice squad guy, and that was bad. So Wentz was if Stafford couldn't go this week off the couch, Wentz was going to be the guy. So he's the backup there. Stafford's playing. Those guys on the outside are dynamic when they can get the football. I just think that this is – Geno has not looked right. Look, they had a good win. The record's still fine. They're where they need to be, but I think this is going to be a clean sweep for the Rams in this series this year.
Yeah, I'm fully on board. The Seahawks have been one of those teams that they're very similar to the Steelers, man. They're just winning games in spite of kind of everything else. They're skating by, and I think it catches up to them. I really do. So I'm on board here. I think Seattle's defense is I think they're acceptable to the pass. And I think we're going to get a pass-happy Rams offense. We saw it last week with Sam Howell too.
That's where they're best. The Rams, they don't look, especially without Kieran. Like they cannot run the ball right now. All those dudes off the couch are no good.
No,
so
right. All right.
No,
so
I think it's going to be. I don't know I should have looked up what Stafford's pass attempts are, but if that's anywhere in the low 30s, take the over on that. Okay. I think he's going to throw the ball 40 times.
Yeah, I would agree with that actually. I have one borderline 2. I'll resort to the last one to the game I thought you were going to say actually. So here's a game. You and I both don't like this quarterback, but I'm laying it with the Bills -7. And if there's ever a spot for Buffalo to show up and smack somebody, it's this one. They lost week 1. They lost week 1 to the Jets, national television, brutal. Josh Allen he's no good, but I don't think the Jets. Yeah, he's above.
He's good, but he's the reason they can win and the reason they can lose. Like he is
His turnovers are a problem.
Somebody said he is the problem and the solution for this team. That could not be more correct. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But they ask him to do so much here, and it's a new coordinator. I don't even know who's calling the plays.
Yeah, and so I don't either. And Dorsey was a scapegoat. They're blank like that. I feel bad for him. That's a joke.
If DeMar Hamlin's not on the field for the 12th guy, Dorsey's not getting fired.
No.
They win the game. Denver tried to lose there. And the funniest part about that, and I text Pig during the game too, Chris, our producer in the background, I said, right as Denver's getting the ball, I go, they're going to go down and Lutz is going to miss a game-winning field goal. That's what's going to happen. It's going to happen. Right. I tweeted it out too. Man, a call he missed. I think they didn't have a chance.
No.
They just gave him another swing at it and he made it.
Right. And so on the flip side, right, we know, and you and I have both talked on here about the Bills are they're struggling on D, right? They're missing key guys. But here's the thing.
No, they're missing 3 of their best players. It shows.
They are going up and against an elite offense with Zach Wilson at quarterback here. Zach's going to give you 1 or 2 anyway. So
the other part about that is Vaughn's starting to get healthy too. He went up a little bit in reps last week, and you got to expect him he's still got a motor.
He does.
So
yeah,
a healthy Von Miller is.
I think everyone now with that last week performance from Buffalo on prime time, right? When you see that, everyone runs to the hills. I think this screams like a great bounce back spot here for any team this week. I would say the Bills have the best bounce back spot.
You have a chance. It's Bills or nothing for me here, so we can talk about this. This maybe has a chance for the card. I wouldn't bet the Jets.
Yeah,
so
no,
you can't bet them right now.
Okay.
I do think they haven't scored a touchdown in a while. I do think the Bills aren't very good against the run. Actually, it's not that. I heard something about the fantasy stats this week too. If you're a Breece Hall owner, don't freak out. I think he's gonna have a big week this week. He's gonna score a touchdown too. So Breece Hall anytime touchdown. Play that.
Okay.
That's it for my narrow miss here. It's
Okay.
tonight's game too. It almost made the card, but it's not going to. But I'm going to be betting it. I like the over tonight in tonight's game. This is going to be a great game between the Ravens and the Bengals. I cannot decide which way to go. I've leaned both ways this week. I can talk myself into both sides of this.
Anyway,
But I like I think there's going to be points. I see points tonight. It's 46.5. I see points tonight. So
Okay.
take that for what it is.
I'll root you on to that. This is do or die. Bengals lose, they're done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they lose.
A win, they're right back in the mix. Ravens win here. It's a great win to make up for the one they gave away last week, especially with the Browns situation with Watson out kind of for the year now. And they're going to DTR. That's a little weird, right?
Yeah, that one actually. So that was the play that play just missed for me was the Steelers.
I just don't like the Steelers at all.
Yeah,
They're so brutal to watch, man. I hate watching their games.
Yeah, I agree.
I hate watching their games.
The team I thought you were going to pick and that I can be convinced that I just threw off was actually the Bears this week. But no, nah.
I got to see Fields first. I got to see him once. It sounds like he's going to play. I got to see it once.
All right, I get it. That's the reason why I didn't play. It's just because I'm like, man, I don't know what to make from him. But the Lions, that Campbell doesn't have he has his troops motivated, man. So that's
they might run for like 500 yards in that game though. Like they might, you know what I mean? They might just beat them to death. And if you force the Bears to sit back and have to play from behind, that's not gonna work.
Okay.
So, no, I'll talk you out of it. There you go.
Yep, done.
All right. Well, I got 6 plays for you here, and I got 5 plays for me. We'll run through those quick. I have the Cardinals +5, the Chargers -3, reluctantly. Cowboys -10.5, the Jags -7, and the Rams +1. Small, I have you with the Commanders -8.5, the Cardinals +5, the Titans +7, Panthers +10.5, the Rams +1, and the Bills -7. As always, hey, thanks again to our new studio sponsor, brought to you by Gravitate Co-working Studio. Thanks again to our sponsors at Revelton Distilling Company. Thanks to all the listeners and all the guys from the Three Beard Media guys that were listening tonight. Chiming in with some questions. Thanks to Chris Spaghetti in the background producing this mess for us. You got anything else before we sign off here, bud?
No, man.
Go Clones.
Yep.
Cash that ticket.